Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce, and we are out doing our business spotlight series where we actually are highlighting our 2025 Business of the Year award winners. And today I'm here with Mr. Mike Fox, Fox Total Car Care, a name that we came to know over the last few years with reliability and service. Mike, thanks for taking the time to talk with us a little bit.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you guys coming out and highlighting us today.
Well, you know, the whole thing we always tell people is that, you know, you get this Business of the Year award in our banquet in January, and we like to go back out. We like to follow up. We like to get on site, if you will, with these Business of the Year award winners. And we want to, you know, learn more, because at the banquet, we're only learning a little bit about this business. So, today I'm here to learn a little bit more about all the services that Fox Total Car Care actually provides. Can you tell us it's a beautiful building, and we're going to show some footage of this beautiful building to everybody that's watching this video today. But can you tell us about how this idea originated?
Yeah, we'll try to go into it and try not to bore you with a huge, long story, but it's hard to believe we've been open for 5 years.
That's right.
May the 3rd was 5 years. We started out with 6 bays, and we have expanded now to 13 bays. The main reason we did that is when we first opened, after about a year, in order to get in and get booked with us, we were probably a 2-week waiting period to get your car in. And nobody can do without their car for 2 weeks.
Sure.
So we got the big idea that we was going to grow. Now there's been some growing pains with that, but now with the expansion, we should be able to get you in and out fairly quick with what we do.
Sure. So what are some of the services that, I think a lot of times, and we talked about this, I remember at your ribbon cutting, a lot of times when you go to a car center if you've got a problem, let's say in particular you're a woman, and you come in, a lot of these places are a little dark and they're a little dingy and they're a little bit off-putting and maybe a little bit intimidating for a woman to walk into. This is a whole different feel when you come in here to Fox Total Car Care. It's a very nice building. It's very well laid out. It seems like it's very aesthetically pleasing for everybody. Was that something you did on purpose?
That was definitely on purpose, and as you can see on the board, one of the things that's kind of a motto for us, we're glad you're here, and that's really deep rooted. We've been into so many businesses, all of us have. When you walk in, you're kind of like ignored part of the time, or they kind of act like they're doing you a favor for you spending your money there. We definitely want to be the complete opposite of that, and we're absolutely glad that you're here.
You know, most people when they walk in, this is usually a tough time. When they come see you, it's never because their day's going well.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually because something's gone wrong. And for most of us, we don't know a lot about vehicles, and especially in this day and age where it's all electronics based with a lot of the things, and that first welcome and that first experience, what you see and the way that you're greeted, it's a big part of the experience, I think. And I think that's something where you guys have really excelled. What are some of the services that people traditionally can come over here and can expect from you guys if they have an issue?
Yeah, the main line of things we do, obviously, the maintenance repairs with oil changes and fluid exchanges and things like that, but we get a lot of people that have check engine lights on. And brake repairs. The thing that we're getting into big now is a lot of alignments. We're really getting strong in the tire market. Some people don't even know we sell tires, but that's something that we're really boosting is the tire sales.
They do now.
Yeah, we're on that. But all kinds. I guess another thing that we try to say is if you call us, one thing that we're really big on is trying to say yes. You'll call a lot of shops that will, they answer the phone and you ask about a repair and they're like, we don't really do that. I get us in trouble sometimes because I say yes to too many things. But if you call Fox Total Car Care, we're going to try to help you with your need, and that's a big part of what we do.
Sure. So, another big thing that's happening, with you guys, I think, is expansion. When you're doing a good job and that's being recognized, I think you're starting to expand to other areas. You've got a facility in Science Hill now, and you've got another facility maybe you could tell us about that you're getting ready to, have you broke ground on this new facility?
We have broke ground. It's been broke for a long time. We've had a little bit of problem with the construction part of it. But let's start with Science Hill.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd that you would think, because that shop's only about 8 miles from here. But you don't draw a lot of people from that end of the county, so we thought we would go. There was an opportunity to get into a building that was already up and going.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that. We've been open for just a little over a year. It's really worked out great. We've had some great customers in Science Hill, and that continues to grow as well.
Sure.
The expansion on the 914 bypass, what we're trying to do is get out with a little more visibility, and with the quick maintenance stuff, oil changes, it'll be a pit style, almost like a Valvoline or a Pennzoil was, and do that. We'll also really focus it on some tires out there.
Yeah, but it's locally owned and operated, which is something that I think people really like. Sometimes when they can put a face and a name with the business, like you have a very well-known face in this community through your support of athletics and lots of other organizations, and people know you, Mike. So I think that it's nice that there's a local option for them when they need those quick care types of things, or if it's a big fix. That they know that there's somebody that they can trust. I grew up out in Nancy, and I'll tell you, a lot of times when you're in these communities, they want to do business with their own. And I think that's another reason Science Hill's a smart market, because those people want to do business with somebody, that's going to be there on a day-to-day basis. The 914, that's going to be right there, kind of near the new distillery in that kind of
Across the
area.
street.
Yeah, that's going to be a big traffic area. With all the tourists coming in here to check that out and whatnot, so that's a well-placed location as well.
Out by the school system as well, and a lot of the teachers and stuff that do business with us, it's hard for them to have time to get in and out. So I think it'll be a huge convenience for them.
Absolutely, and that's the where we live in this life now. Is it's all about trying to get things done as quickly as possible. We're also busy. There's a lot happening in our lives. So being able to know that I can drop my car off and it's not going to be there for 3 days.
Yeah.
And they forgot about me, and they're, oops, sorry, we said 5 o'clock, but we didn't get to it. Because if you've got kids, obviously those are important things. Again, knowing that you've got a reputation built on service and doing right by your customers, that's a big deal. And that's one of the big reasons that you received our Business of the Year award. 11 to 20 employees, and that's growing as well, I'm sure. And then another big component we always look at is there's a lot of great businesses here in this town, but how are those businesses giving back to make this a better community? Are they just taking, or are they giving back to this community? And I know that you've got a trusted record. You've given to a lot of local organizations. You support a lot of nonprofits and businesses, and then obviously, your support of athletics. Can you talk about some of the things maybe where your heart is, or things you're passionate about here locally?
Yeah, definitely we can do that. Probably get a little too excited about the sports things in our community, so we've kind of got a reputation, so we get hit up a lot for different things, and we love that. Listen, if you come to me something on baseball, it's hard for me to not do something with a fundraiser for those type of things. But it's not just sports. We do that. There's a lot of different activities within the county that behind the scenes that you would probably never even know about. But we want to give back because the community's been good to us. You just cannot believe, the trajectory of what's happened over the last 5 years, where we started out with our car count to what it is today. So we're excited about that. We're super glad that the community's been behind us, and we want to give back.
I'm sure that you were hoping for growth when you opened this place 5 years ago. Did you ever expect that it was going to grow as fast as it has?
I certainly did not expect it, and may have bit off a little more than I could chew at times, because it is overwhelming. A lot of moving parts, but we're glad we done it, and we're here, and hopefully in the next couple of years we can add even more of what we're doing.
Well, one thing I always like to tell people, Michael, is good things happen to good people, and you're a good person, and I can see that from the people that you employ, the technicians that you have here. Maybe you could speak to those technicians. You're not just picking guys off the street to be the technicians at your places. Where are you finding those guys, and what kind of credentials do they have?
That's a real challenge. If people that's in the business, it's something that we fight every day is to get the qualified people. Because what's happened is it's kind of a industry where it's aged out a little bit. You know, when I was younger, there was a lot of people in our community that did this type of work, and it kind of went away for a while. We've been very fortunate to where I think it's because of our facility and how we treat our people. You know, some of them come to us instead of us actively searching for them, and we're always recruiting. Anybody that's a qualified technician that's got some certification or had some deep-rooted, you know, experience, we're looking for that, and we add all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to ever turn those guys away when they walk in your door. Even if you don't need them that day, you might need them, you know, in the future.
Absolutely. And another thing we're trying to do is work with the schools a little closer. We'll bring in some young techs and let them work with our other guys. And sometimes we may give them more things than they can handle at first. But I think that's the way you grow and learn a little bit, is be in a shop environment. Because if you're at school doing these things, that's one thing. But being in the firing line, you know, to say. But we've had some real good success with that.
I'm on the board over at the Pulaski County Area Technology Center. You know, they've got an automotive repair program over there. We need to talk about that offline a little bit. I'm sure they'd love to get you a little more involved in that possibly. It's a really neat program.
Yeah, that we would definitely be interested
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something, Mike. If people are trying to find out about your locations, if they want to learn more about you guys, what's the best way for them to do that? Do you have a website? Do you have social media? I mean, how do people learn more about how to schedule an appointment if they need one, or learn more about your shop?
We try to do all that through our website, and it's very basic. FoxTotalCarCare.com.
Oh wow, well that's perfect.
Yeah, it made it pretty easy for that. We also do some social media stuff. I don't do a great job with that.
Yeah.
Probably don't post as much as we should, but we do have Facebook. We've got Twitter, Instagram accounts.
You can find your addresses and all the things,
all
and the
that's
physicals
online.
and the phone numbers.
A big deal that we started about a year ago is the online scheduler. So you can go straight to the website, click on schedule appointment. Now we've had, even in the last week, we've had a little bit of snafu with that, and we've talked to our people, but that's a real convenient way to
That's a great idea, though. I've never even thought. It's kind of, you know, that's how you schedule your hair appointments and things like that these days, you know.
I don't do many.
Yeah, well, me neither, you know.
You.
But you know, I see they're doing a lot more of that online.
Yeah.
So I bet that's a great addition, and maybe that's kind of that, you know, modern day touch that you have to have with you know, an automotive center.
Well, I tell you, one other thing real quick, and not to bore you on the technology side of it, but all of this has changed so much even in the short time that we've been here. When you bring your car in now, we have a digital vehicle inspection that we can do. We upload pictures, we can email it to you, we can text it to you. You can approve the repairs right from your phone.
Oh, wow.
Short videos that we can make if you've got something that's leaking or there's a part that's bad. And that kind of buys into some of the transparency piece of auto repair. You know, this industry got such a bad name for so long. You know, you bring your car in and they invent things that are wrong with it.
Sure.
And you just have to kind of depend on who's ever telling you that information.
My water pump's bad. You need a new one. Trust me.
Trust me, yeah.
Yeah, trust me.
And people don't love that.
I agree 100%. You now are actually showing them.
That's right.
This is what's wrong. Let me show it to you. Here's what we think you need.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and we're glad that we're able to offer that service.
That's something I have not heard of. That's outstanding. Mike, I know you're a busy man. We want to take a little footage downstairs, but I want to thank you for taking the time to do this. And again, I want to congratulate you on being one of our Business of the Year award winners. It's a big deal. We take this very seriously at the Chamber of Commerce, and we want to make sure that we're providing you with the proper amount of visibility so people know about your business. They know that you won this award. It wasn't given to you. You were nominated for this award. And more than anything, we want to make sure that that in the future, people are coming down here and supporting a great local business. So that's the whole point of this.
I want to give you guys a little bit of shout out as well. When we joined the chamber, you really don't know what to expect with what that return on investment is. But I tell you, our chamber in Pulaski County is so strong, and the amount of customers that we get because of you guys has been incredible. We did you remember the thing we did downtown with the ladies, the business
100%. That was with our Rise Women's Leadership
I cannot
program.
tell you how many people that we had come visit our shop because of that event.
It was so what he's talking about is actually Tiffany Finley, former chamber president. She's put together the Rise Women's Leadership Program, something we do on a quarterly basis. One of the first ones we ever did, we did at the farmers market, and we actually had Mike come in with some of his technicians and teach the ladies just a real simple service on how you would change a tire. And that right there was such a neat thing, and we've kind of followed up with that. A lot of our women's luncheons, there's a teachable moment that we're trying to give them, but I thought that was a really good opportunity to highlight your business, but at the same time, maybe teach some ladies something where, you know, they don't need a man to do that. They can do it themselves. It was very neat.
It was great.
Yeah. Well, Michael, again, thank you for your time. We appreciate you, and congratulations. And guys, come down and see Fox Total Car Care. These guys are going to take good care of you. FoxTotalCarCare.com. Congratulations. This is our video here for our Chamber Spotlight. We'll be back real soon with our next one. We've got a whole series of these we're going to be doing this year. Have a great day.
Thank you.